Nobody could have seen it coming after a couple of days of blanket accusations that the FBI isn't just investigating Donald Trump. They are definitely planting evidence, fabricating stuff. They might assassinate Trump, and they're definitely gonna be coming for you and your families and your guns and whatever. A guy has apparently threatened the FBI headquarters in Cincinnati, Ohio. Local news stations say that the man made threats there and then promptly drove away. The Ohio State Patrol then pursued him. They announced a lockdown around the area. And apparently, as of at least recently, that guy was involved in a standoff with police and multiple shots had been fired. Now, I want you to be very careful about any of these facts because they are changing rapidly. So he is said to have had an AR-15 style weapon, but they also said that as he was going to leave the FBI building and he was being pursued, he apparently fired a nail gun at some of the agents who were following him. So I don't know what, if any of that will turn out to be true. If he is involved in a standoff, I don't know for sure that shots have been fired. And if they were, whether they came from the rifle, which might or might not exist, or the nail gun, which he for some reason apparently has. But as of right now, that's what we know. A guy decided this week to go to the FBI headquarters, make threats, and is now engaged in some sort of shootout, according to initial reports. Adrienne, I know you've been looking for the latest news on this because we're doing this live. What have you been seeing?
Okay, so in terms of the FBI, I actually, I haven't necessarily seen anything specific as about this incident, although I do believe this is a direct product of Trump and GOP waging this verbal attack on the FBI because they raided Mar-a-Lago. But the news just broke that actually Trump was subpoenaed for those documents this spring. And so essentially he ignored the subpoena, much like Bannon, which is why the FBI went in. So Trump had plenty of notice that they wanted those documents. He's no victim here at all. He had noticed that they wanted the documents and they sent him a subpoena and he ignored it.
So you're implying that yesterday on the 5, when Jeanine Pirro was slur screaming her way through, no, he complied, he was cooperating, that she might have not had the facts on her side there? Is that what you're implying?
That's my interpretation at this moment, without a doubt. It seems that a lot of those GOPers out there who were claiming that Trump is a victim and attacked by the system and this is so egregious, he had noticed that this was gonna go down. So he's in that same camp with Bannon. It's cute.
Yeah, look, I think that he gambled, and I think it was a pretty reasonable gamble. The idea that they would like haul him away if he didn't comply seemed hard to imagine. So I get why he went with what he went with. The issue for us going forward, though, is that fact that you just revealed is utterly irrelevant to the right wing. They will not care at all because he shouldn't comply with any of that because he's an innocent, good person and in fact a victim, and get off his back. Also, he's the strongest person ever and he doesn't need anyone to defend him. But anyway, they are defending him with narratives, if not facts. And the narrative is that the FBI is a tool of the deep state. The deep state that apparently is utterly powerless because the QAnoners tell me that Trump has actually been president for the past couple of years. So the whole thing gets a little bit muddled, but we do know that the FBI is out of control and lawless. And it's lawless not because of all of the terrible things it's done throughout its history. It's lawless starting a few days ago when they decided to raid Donald Trump's house. And they have been demonizing the FBI in a false way, co-opting legitimate progressive critiques of law enforcement. And what do you know? A crazy person has gone out there. I don't remember exactly what I said, if it was yesterday or 2 days ago. But I talked about the fact that the people who are listening to these Fox News defenses of Trump, some of them are crazy, some of the crazies have guns. And so I said, I don't know when that will manifest, if it'll be a day or a week, but it turned out to be a day. Maybe we'll find out that this guy was just a regular conservative who wanted to kill FBI agents, not related to Trump. They've wanted to do that for a very long time, but it certainly seems suspicious. It seems coincidental, Adrienne.
Oh, absolutely. The fact is that I think generally people don't go after the FBI. It would seem like they have, numbers and all sorts of backup. So it really is not logical for people to all of a sudden have some kind of, angst or aggression directed specifically at the FBI and willing to take it out on them. So for this individual to be in, I believe, a cornfield shooting and firing at the FBI, I think it's possibly because they feel they've received some directive from members of the GOP, particularly those who are supporting Trump.
Yeah, and look, to be fair, Jesse Waters, Lori Ingraham are never gonna come out and say the time has come to shoot FBI agents, but they have spent literally years terrifying these people to believe that some government agent is gonna come knocking on their door to take their guns because of something Trump did or whatever, or because they're IRS agents now, that's targeting you rather than the rich who get away with tax fraud and economic effective murder. I don't know, I'm looking for updates right now in real time. It seems like they have contained the guy, but they still have a lockdown. That's the news I've gotten out of the Cincinnati area, that and that the Cincinnati Zoo has narrowed the potential names for a new baby hippo from 90,000 to 2. It's either gonna be Fritz or Ferguson. So get your votes in while you can. In any event, we're gonna keep watching for this. It doesn't seem as if anyone has been injured, let alone killed at this point, but situation could develop rapidly, so bear that in mind.
Check out the Damage Report podcast each day, wherever you get your podcasts, whether Pocket Casts or Stitcher or iTunes. You can join me as I give you the news and stories you want, with a range of co-hosts and interview guests jumping in on the fun each day. Again, that's the Damage Report, wherever you get your podcasts. And if you get them at iTunes, don't forget to rate and review. Sometimes I'll read them live on the show.